What are we actually doing when we keep moving, but something in us stays in the same place? We sit in the shared room without noticing you have entered it. No one announced it. It just happened slowly. Days stacks, week blur. We wake up already tired of explaining ourselves, even if no one asked. There's effort, real effort, and yet a strange doubt hangs in the air. Are we progressing or just circling with better language? In this video, as watch the deep meaning pictures, I will share with you deep meaning motivational words. Let's keep moving. We tell ourselves we are thinking it through. We reply conversations that haven't happened yet. We rehearse versions of ourselves that might make sense later, and somehow that rehearsal starts to feel like living. We are active, but not anchored, moving, but not alive. There's a tension that we rarely name: direction versus motion. We confuse the two because they look familiar from the outside. A calendar filling up, a list shrinking, a body showing up where it's supposed to be. But inside, something asks a quieter question: is this actual teaching me anything? Or am I just staying busy long enough to avoid it? It can feel like standing in a platform where trains keep passing. Time doesn't stop for us. It is charged by its momentum. Birthdays come, seasons shift, old versions of ourselves become unrecognizable. And still, we are standing there, not frozen, just waiting. Waiting for a sign that doesn't speak in sentences. Because the uncomfortable truth we keep brushing against this, clarity rarely arrives the way we imagine. It doesn't knock, it doesn't summarize, it doesn't explain itself. Most of what actually made sense of us didn't start as understanding at all. It started as conversation we stayed inside long enough. As stress that felt wrong before they felt necessary. As moments that taught us without asking for permission. We are not here to repair our lives like a broken machine. Nothing in this room is malfunctioning. We are here to notice that what's already happening. The way living places resonate into us without language. The way meaning forms through contact, not instruction. And maybe that's why this feels unsettled. Because deep down, we already know the things that shaped us most were never the things that we fully understand at the time. At some point, the rooms thin out, and it becomes just you listening to your own thoughts. You don't announce your struggle. You carry it quietly, almost professionally. From the outside, it looks like you are doing what needs to be done. Showing up, adjusting, staying reasonable. But inside, there's a constant recalculation. Was that the right move? Did I wait too long? Did I move too fast? You reply decisions not because you regret them, but because you are trying to extract proof that you are not wasting your time. Most of your effort goes unnoticed, even by you. You restrain in it takes to not to quit mid-thought. The discipline of staying present in the conversation you are already outgrown. The invisible labor of holding yourself together while quietly wondering if this far as it goes. You don't dramatize it. You just keep going, hoping depth will eventually catch up with safety. that's the tension you live inside. One part of you wants to protect what you have built, the familiarity, the predictability, the version of life that doesn't ask too much of you. Another part wants something harder to name. Not more noise, not more praise, just something that feels earned. Something that asks you to show up without a script. It's like standing in at the edge of the road you never planned to walk. You didn't research it. You didn't prepare a story for why you are to be there. You only know what that staying where you are feels increasingly expensive. Even if living scares you more, so you hesitate. Not because you are weak, but because you understand what's at stake. And then there's a comparison, a quiet kind. Not the obvious envy, the subtle measuring. You notice how fast others seem to move, how confidently they narrate their lives. You borrow their milestone without realizing it. Their timelines becomes the ruler you use on yourself. And slowly, something erodes, not your ability, but your trust in your own pace. You start editing your desires before they fully form. You downplay curiosity because it doesn't look efficient. You abandon paths that don't come with external validation, even if they feel honest. Comparison doesn't motivate you forward, it thins you out. It makes your life feel smaller than it is, narrower than it needs to be. What no one tells you is that this erosion doesn't happen at once. It happens in moments when you ignore your own signal to match someone else's map. When you assume the unfamiliar road must be wrong because fewer people are on it. When you forget that the parts of you that feel most alive rarely come from well-traveled routes. You don't need to be told this. You already feel it. The subtle pull towards something uncharted isn't recklessness. It is recognition. The sense that discovery doesn't announce itself as certainty. It shows up as curiosity you can't fully justify, and a quiet knowing that the path meant for you won't look convincing to anyone else. You feel it the moment you try to move honestly. Not the loud kind of resistance, but the subtle one. The pause before a decision. The tightening of your chest when someone asks more of you than you plan to give. Fear doesn't rush at you, it waits. It shows up as hesitation dressed like logic. Reasons that sound responsible, as delays that promise they are temporary. You tell yourself that you are being careful, strategic, but there are moments when you recognize the truth underneath. You are avoiding the weight of choosing, not because you don't care, because you care enough to be afraid of getting it wrong. When you look back, the missteps aren't dramatic. There are no single collapse you can point to, just small turns away from what felt uncertain. Conversation you postponed until they expired. Curiosities you shelved because they didn't fit your current life. Opportunities you didn't refuse outright. You just let them pass without answering. At the time, it felt harmless, sensible even. But those moments add up, not as familiar in the obvious sense, but as misalignment. A growing distance between the life you were living and one you are quietly responding to. You didn't fall, you drifted. And drifting is harder to notice because not nothing breaks. You keep functioning. Then there were the storms. Not the poetic kind, the kind you didn't see coming and couldn't plan around. Loss that rearranged your priorities without asking. Rejection that landed without explanation. Periods where effort didn't translate into progress. No matter how carefree you adjusted, you tried to reroute. You tried to wait it out. But some weather system didn't care about preparation. What those moments left behind wasn't confidence, it was information. Each setback pointed somewhere, even if it didn't say where clearly. You learned what drained you, what you tolerated longer than you should have, what you reached for when things felt unstable. The lesson wasn't motivational, it was directional. At the time, you thought progress would feel clear, more linear. You imagined that once you committed, things would smooth out. Instead, the difficulty sharpened. Moving forward didn't erase fear, it brought you closer to it. The friction increased because you were finally in contact with something real. That's the contrast no one prepares you for. Imagined progress feels light and affirming. Lived progress feels heavy, awkward, unfinished. It demands your presence in moments you'd rather skip. It asks you to stay when comfort is no longer available as hiding place. You didn't grow because it was inspiring. You grew because staying in the same started to cost more than changing. Because discomfort stopped being something to avoid and became something you could stand inside without running. Not gratefully, not confidently, just honestly. And somewhere in that honesty, you realized something subtle. The storms weren't interruption, they were the terrain. The path wasn't meant to keep you dry. It was meant to teach you how to move even when the ground shifted under your feet. There are moments you look back on now and still wonder why they mattered. At the time, they felt empty, like wasted effort. Long stretches where nothing seemed to change, no matter how much you showed up. You remember thinking, this can't be the point. And maybe it wasn't. Not in the way you expected. What time gave you wasn't a neat explanation. It gave you a different angle. You didn't arrive somewhere dramatically better. You arrived seeing differently. The struggle didn't write your circumstances as much as it required how you interpreted them. Things that once felt like proof of failure slowly revealed themselves as training in patience, boundaries, endurance. It is like traveling a rough road without realizing where it is taking you. When you are in it, all you notice are the bumps, the constant adjustment, the fatigue. You keep your eyes close to the ground because that's all you can manage. Later, when you look back, you notice what the road exposed, landscapes you would have missed in the path and had been smooth, perspective you couldn't have assessed without the friction slowing you down. Fear didn't live during the time, it stayed, but it changed shape. It went from something that stopped you from to something you recognized when it arrived. You learned its timing, its patterns. You stopped mistaking its presence for a warning to turn around. It became part of the environment, not the authority. That's when movement started to feel different, not lighter, steadier. Courage stopped being a surge of confidence and becomes a decision you repeated when uncertainty sat beside you. You didn't wait to feel ready. You learned how to move well, not ready. And that skill outlasted every moment of confidence you'd even had. What's striking now is how little of this felt meaningful in real life. There were no revelation, no clarity that arrived fully formed. Meaning crept in later, in the background, as you noticed how your reaction had changed, how you paused instead of panicked, how you chose different without making a ceremony out of it. The journey didn't just take you somewhere new, it introduced you to parts of yourself you hadn't met yet. The part that could stay present without guarantees, the part that could move without applause, the part that didn't need every step to make sense before taking it. Looking back, the destination was never the most important part. It was who you become capable of being along the way. And that understanding didn't arrive when the road was hardest. It arrived when you realized you are no longer the same person who first stepped into that. We come back together here, not because everything is resolved, but because the shift eases when we remember we are not meant to carry it alone.